So the water is flowing through this area into the sister's field next to ours. I've got a lot of ants on my arm. And then that way she kind of get the overflow water into her field. But I can see that the soil from the dike is filling the opening of the field in such a way that it is slow to get into her field. So I don't know how much it will help her. This little tree, when it grows big, it's good for furniture, Nalung says. But anyway, I've had the camera to cut out 2 or 3 times already today. But I will try to go into our 2 fields behind to see how the water level is, because Nalung does say she wants water in here, but also that when the rice is pregnant, as she calls it, which means that it's beginning to seed, which it already is, then we need the water not to be so high and actually begin to get rid of the water, so that when we have the tractor to come and harvest, whether we use a real tractor or whether we walk ourselves, we do need to have a more solid soil, because with all this water in the soil, the tractor will sink into the field. And if you look at this field, it is higher than our sister's field, but it's some way or another the sister does not have as much water as we do. I don't know why, except that I know about how we manage the water to come out of our solar panels down there in the corner, that we have a lot of water flowing into the fields. Yesterday I turned it off because now it's the time not to have too much water. But the sister still needs a lot of water to help the rice to grow a little bit more. I will now go down to what I call the mother's area that the brother has taken possession of, because he's the darling of the mother. I'm not jealous, but at the same time I would have liked that we had all the 3 bottom fields to separate the fields into our own separate, so that we had the field all the way over here, all the way over to the neighbor. I don't know how successful the brother is with this rice. Right now, this one, most of the field looks green enough, but because they cut it so late, I don't see any rice coming out of it. When you look here, you can see that they have already seeded and are carrying rice. Last year, in those 4 fields we have over there, we have been able to carry 20 bags of rice, and we are still having rice bag left at home, so we are not desperate for a new harvest. But we know that we really need a good harvest. So Here we are, and some of our neighbors over there are doing some things on the dike. A lot of the times they are actually doing nothing else than getting frogs or whatever it is that they eat. But right now, as you can see here, the sisters area has a lot of water there in the middle, but no rice. Up here we have a lot of rice and a lot of water because our solar panel has been able to pump water up, and this field has received most of the water because it came out of the neighboring field that is also ours. Because the tractor people, they are so smart that they really want to have an entrance where they can drive through. So here we have one of those entrances. There is an entrance down there at the back, but it's a nuisance because then after they finished harvesting and plowing and sowing the new rice, then we have to cover it up because the soil will become soft and easy to flood away when water is flowing into the fields, which it did from our solar panels. The water from the solar panel became so much into this field that it broke through the driveways, 2 driveways here, into the bottom field, which is why I would like to have all 3 fields, because we would be able to give enough water during the germination period of the rice for the rice to grow up, to become tall enough for flooding that comes in the rainy season. But as I said earlier, the rainy seasons last year and this year has been several months too late. So cannot help anything. And down here you see that we do have some super leaf grasses that are still here. Oh, and this one has seedlings coming out. You can see up here the feather of the rice, of the super leaf. So I need to find out how to harvest it, how to be able to get the seed from that feather. So we have our own production of super leaf that we can put everywhere. Right now we have the grasses from Lucy grass that are becoming big. Here you can see another one and another one. 1, 2, and 3. And the other day I found this one, but because I touched the super leaf up there in the top, it broke. So I don't know if we are able to get any seeds out of it, but it does look nice, doesn't it? And in this way we would like to be able to produce our own grasses. Now they're saying she is keeping the guinea grass to become tall and grow out of there, so we can plant more guinea grass, because as I began to say, the Lucy grass that we have up there where Mrs. Brown is right now, up there the Lucy grass is now becoming very tall and very, I don't know, keng,ภาษาไทย keng, hard to chew. So when it becomes too hard to chew, I guess I need the rake. That is why I actually came in here, to bring the rake with me back to where I want to do some things today. But I just want to check this one and make the movie from how much water we have in our little glong, or little river that we have here. Because right now the water is flowing, same it is like a river. And at this season, I can see the fishes are really active at the top level of the water. Which surprises me a little bit, because as I understand, they don't like to be where the heat is, so they go deeper down when the sunshine is. And today we do have sunshine. We hope the rain is finished, because to be honest, we don't need more rain. We don't need more water in our fields and in our canals and glongs and rivers, whatever you will call it. We don't need more water. And some of the people down the road, they have so much water that they had to release it. So, yep, good things are coming out of it, I believe. Very good things. It is correct that when we made this glong, this canal, that we needed to have the dikes to be this tall, because a little bit lower and we would have the same problem as with this field. When you look upon the dike over there, you can see how low it is here in the middle. And at a certain time during the rain, the level in the glong was as high up that it ran over the top, either from the field or from the glong, but too much water. But that is lower already, so we are excited about that. But at the same time, Nalung had to release the water into the sisters area down there. And that was a natural release, because there used to be a hole in that dike down there from last year. And Nalung is still having a concrete tube that weakened the soil, so that when the pressure of the water, of the rainwater, came down, the water broke through the dike by itself. Here you can see the beginning of the glong. This is actually the driveway near the blue pipe. And that's how much water has come. And of course we don't like to have that much water. So that gives me the idea that as we go on, we should begin to plant rice in the glongs all year round. And now I'm out again.